When you're doing Sumi Gaeshi and you have the opportunity to get the belt grip, it's a really, really good one, especially off the underhooks. Do you want to feed double underhooks? That's up to you. You have to have some confidence in your ability to regulate and manage the distance. We're in the gi, but we're going to talk about the difference between being in the gi and doing Sumi Gaeshi and no gi Sumi Gaeshi. We have a video instructional on no gi Sumi Gaeshi. Eventually we'll do one on working with the gi. There are pros and cons. And let's just talk about one of the pros for working with the gi and a grip that you can use. People are using this more often now. One of the people who's using it very well is Adam Wardzinski. And this is kind of a classic staple of how he does jiu-jitsu from a seated butterfly. But when we're in the gi here, most of the time, no gi, okay? If your partner gets underhooks on you, like kind of a body lock sort of equivalent right here, or they climb the arms up higher, this is a real problem for you on the top, on the bottom, because you don't have any inside position. And when you don't have inside position, you can't do anything, one, to create frames against your partner's movement, they're advancing forward, and then you can't really push very easily. Okay, like I can get some pushing action here, but once he puts horsepower behind it with his legs and his hips, now he's tripoding, it's very difficult with the underhooks. With the gi, we have a little bit of more wiggle room. And so a question came up like, do you just start seated again? The question come up is like, do you want to, like, will you just give the person double underhooks? Or is it just a question of, can you work with double underhooks? Both. Depending on your level of proficiency, sometimes you can actually give up this position if you have confidence in your butterfly guard. What's the thing that makes the difference? It's this belt grip, okay? With the gi, we have the ability to really pull and keep weight on our partner's hands. When he puts weight on his legs, it means that his upper body is a little bit more adjustable. So he can kind of use his hands to post on my knee, okay? He can adjust his hands from one position to another, right? But when we're here, especially as he goes into a body lock and we start pulling with our two arms, our partner's belt, and we close our elbows down. Now there's a sense of tension for Brandon where he's not as free to make his adjustments with his upper body. We're gluing weight onto him. We can make this even more pronounced by extending and activating our legs a little bit. So the legs are not just relaxed, chilling out here. We're actually actively hooking to push him back. So now there's a sense of tension. There's a pull with the arms here, okay? If you can get both hands on the belt, great. And then there's an extension with the legs. So he's feeling this extension, which means he can't just walk his knees in, and he's feeling this pull, which means he can't just back away. And out of this position, a lot of times, you can end up extending, and you can see here, you can end up creating an extension on your partner's leg. Because I'm pulling, it's hard for Brandon to pull back and adjust his posture. Not impossible, but it's harder. And then from here, we can do stuff like shoot our hips out. Now the game is a little bit different, because although he has double underhooks, my hips are free a bit. And when we start to go looking for things like Sumi Gaeshi, we saw this in another video, you can begin to use your off balance a little more effectively. Now, maybe you'll only get this far, but when he goes to make adjustments here, a lot of times you have the ability to readjust the second time and sweep your partner. When you're doing Sumi Gaeshi and you have the opportunity to get the belt grip, it's a really, really good one, especially off the underhooks. Do you want to feed double underhooks? That's up to you. You have to have some confidence in your ability to regulate and manage the distance. But there are definitely times in training where, especially someone who wants to play like, again, Sao Paulo style passes or body locks here, you can let them come like most of the way through, establish this grip, and then put tension immediately on your partner with a pull using this left hand. When Brandon goes to back out, even if he postures up here, go ahead, up. We can always get this double belt grip. Now when he goes to lock his hands and drive forward, it's a little bit of a liability because we have the tension between the extending leg and the arms. So like I said, it's becoming more popular. Again, Wardzinski is really, really good at this. And so if you want to see examples of how this is done in action, you can go take a look at that. But this is the way that you're looking to do it when you're playing, when you're in the gi. No gi, we don't have the same advantage, so we're always looking to get our own underhooks. In the gi, you can afford a little bit more looseness with that. All right, thanks for watching. See you soon. That's it.